Here's Paddy's latest offer. It's 2 up, you win. We'll pay out immediately if the team you back goes 2 goals up. Available in all Premier League and La Liga matches. Not available in shops. T&Cs apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Hi there, Bruce Millington, James Milton, Mark Langdon and Paddy Powers, Ed Quigley. Looking ahead to 2 very interesting Premier League games on Sunday. First of all, at 1:30, we've got Swansea versus Middlesbrough, a game that has all sorts of importance for the ongoing relegation battle. Swansea fighting for their lives. Middlesbrough cannot find the net, failed to score in 6 of their last 7 away games. So what are you expecting to happen here, James Milton?
I am going to be counterintuitive here and say both teams to score, actually. I mean, you know, as that stat suggests, evens is not usually a tempting price on this market when Middlesbrough are involved.
You're going to have to be very persuasive here, because evens both teams to score in this. Your starting point is absolutely no chance.
They've scored 8 times in 14 away games, which is utterly hopeless. But, you know, at desperate times, they have to be more positive now. They sent on Rudy Gestede as a substitute at Man United just to give Alvaro Negredo one friendly face within about 40 yards of him, and it kind of worked. They shut the ball into him, and they got a consolation goal. And they just have to take a more positive approach. I mean, Negredo's had a tough season up there on his own.
Is Steve Agnew naturally more attack-minded, would you say?
He said he's going to be. I don't know if he will.
I don't think he has an option really. And you know, this role it's a bit of a free hit, isn't it? You know, the fans aren't going to mind too much if they're a bit dodgy at the back, just as long as even a consolation goal against United was a cause for great celebration for them. But with Swansea as well, I mean, their games tend to be pretty open. Both teams have scored copped in 6 of their last 8, and I think, you know, it's desperate times, as I mentioned.
You've definitely convinced me. Well done, James. Did it again. Mark, what do you think will happen? 0-0?
No. Yeah, Swansea to 0. I think Swansea will win. I mean, I've been championing Middlesbrough's cause for certainly the first half of the season, but things have definitely gone sour for a while there. I'm amazed they left it as long with Karanka, because there were obviously issues. You can't be that bad for that long.
Too much loyalty in football, isn't there? We're always saying it.
I mean, afterwards, Steve Gibson said, well, Karanka was tired. I mean, if he was tired, he should have gone, a while back, so that they could have got somebody else in to... they look like they're just drifting towards relegation. For a team that battled so hard to get back, to just give it up so easily just stinks, really. But they've only scored 2 Premier League goals in 2017. Negredo's last goal from open play was against Swansea, actually, in December before Christmas. Swansea not been great away from home in their last couple, but before that, they looked like they turned the corner against Leicester. They were very good against Burnley, even though they left it late to win. And I think they have got attacking intent in their team, and that will be the difference.
OK, both teams to score for James. Swansea to win for Mark. How do you bet on them? And then tell us what you think will happen, Ed.
Okay, so both teams scores evens, and Swansea are evens as well. The draw is 12-5 and Borough 11-4. Yeah, I kind of agree with both the lads as well. I think despite the fact the game is pitched with a low goal expectancy, I mean the under 2.5 is 8-13. I don't think the draw, it definitely doesn't suit Middlesbrough anyway. I mean Swansea might be happy enough with it, but are content with it anyway at the very least. So yeah, Borough really need to go for it. James has kind of persuaded me there now as well to get back to both teams to score evens. But I tell you, I'll get a combination of the two. I'm thinking now, because I do fancy Swansea as well to win this. I think evens looks fair price. So results and both teams to score is 7-2, and because Borough really do have to go for it.
Like, what? Swansea to win and both teams to score 7-2. Excellent. We've got a bet. Have you got time to quickly navigate your way to the latest relegation market there, Ed, so we can find out who? I guess Sunderland are pretty much done, aren't they? Go on, what have you got?
Sunderland are done, they're 18s on. Middlesbrough 2-9, Hull 1-2, Palace 3-1. I mean, just on Palace, like I was reading there yesterday, I actually didn't realise their fixture run
it's
is
horrible.
so hard. It's like
horrible.
You've got to play the top 6, and then you have to play 2 relegation candidates. I think it's Hull is one of them.
We're a long way from done. Do you know what, Ed? Palace, in the last 45 days, how many games do you think we've played?
Oh, Jesus.
45 days.
3.
3 is the correct answer. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah. And then they're going to come thick and fast. But you're absolutely right there. I know those 2 wins have obviously buoyed the Eagles, but they have got a real bastard fixture list for sure.
Yeah, like that could be a back to lay kind of. You could back Palace of Trees and it probably will shorten. But I don't know. Then Sam's got Sunderland and stuff out of bigger problems. But Swansea are also 3-1. Then Watford 14s, Burnley 18s, Leicester 25s, and West Ham and Bournemouth are 40s.
Any value there, lads?
No, I'm struggling to see any of them getting out of it now. I mean, Palace have got a £20 million centre back playing for them, haven't they? In Sacco,
he's good. He's absolutely
he
brilliant.
Would be playing for Liverpool.
Liverpool should use him. Quite good
Klopp,
for them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Klopp though. I mean, if he's had a row with him and he doesn't want him around, then he has to go. But I mean, it's definitely to Palace's advantage. I mean, Hull have got some okay home games left, maybe, but. I mean, they're going to have to sort of play better than they have for any stage this season to stay up.
It's just the ones above them aren't, look as though
they're
can
not hopeless,
pick up
are
points.
They? It's going to take sort of season best form from one of them to get out of it. I don't see it.
Okay. 4 o'clock, no relegation worries for Arsenal and Man City, but plenty of worries for Wenger. He's massively under the cosh. So this will be an amazing game. This is really so much riding on this. Man City have only won one of their last 6 Premier League meetings against Arsenal, funny enough, and that came earlier this season. I guess, though, that they're favourites to go to the Emirates and win, aren't they, Ed?
Yeah, so Arsenal are 2-1, the draw is 5-2, and City are 13-10. Just on what you said there on Wenger being under the cosh, he's now like 2-5 to actually stay at Arsenal. We're taking max bets on it as well. Like it looks like I don't know, a new contract is in the. Or he's on the cusp of signing.
When you say max bets, do you mean bets from people who know the answer, basically?
Well, like they're trying to get as much on as possible, like, you know what I mean. So that's like, yeah. Obviously, there's people.
It's been a
there's
rumour
people
for
out there
a while
with more knowledge on
signed. I mean, there are people out there that believe it was signed a long time ago. So.
What's that thing? Well, it hasn't got a very cryptic name. It's Arsenal TV, isn't it? I mean, just that when he signs is just going to be absolutely superb, isn't it? I love it. Okay, so James, Arsenal fan and recent convert to the Wenger out campaign.
I've backed the wrong horse here, haven't I?
Yeah. Did you fund the plane?
No, he's got a little banner behind a punt in Oxford in one of the canals. He's doing it in a slightly more civilised manner. What do you think is going to happen here, James? Have you got the season ticket for it?
I am going to this game, yeah. And actually, having predicted a goal fest when Middlesbrough were playing earlier, I'm going for under 2.5 in this one. I think it will be a tight game. I can't go into it with a great deal of confidence from an Arsenal perspective, particularly with Sanchez having had another gruelling trip home for the World Cup qualifiers. On the other hand, Aguero, I think, played 40 minutes in Bolivia, which must be the equivalent of some kind of Ironman triathlon, I think. So you've got star players who've had an exhausting week or so. And Arsenal actually defend pretty well at home. I mean, the first game was a 4-3 defeat to Liverpool when centre-backs were Rob Holding and Callum Chambers, which that's one for your end-of-season football quiz.
So
And in 12 subsequent home games in the league, they've conceded 9 goals. So I think it will be tight, and I could see City nicking it, but I think under 2.5 goals is the bet. I think odds against.
Okay, Mark?
No, I like City to win this one. I mean, Arsenal lost 4 of their last 5 now. I mean, okay, Chelsea and Liverpool are more forgivable, but Watford and West Brom, I mean, those 2 performances were horrendous for different reasons. I mean,
Palace beat them too.
Yeah, I mean, but to not know what's coming with the set pieces from a Tony Pulis team, it's the only way they can score. If you defend well against them, you'll win the game. I mean, just amaze me. Although you sort of Wenger out brigade will say you shouldn't be amazed because it's been the same for a long time in terms of sort of preparation and planning. I mean, Man City haven't had a clean sheet against anybody else in the top 7 this season, but you look at a lot of their performances and I still think they're the best team in the Premier League. The only shame about this game is that it's ruined the price on Man City to win the FA Cup semi between the 2 teams, because I think bookmakers have realised that they got those opening quotes all wrong. If you have a look, City have been shortening up for the FA Cup on the back of the prices they've done for the Emirates game. I think that there's quite a big difference between these two teams. I think City will show that at the Emirates.
City all the way for Lango, and under 2.5 for James. What prices are they, Ed?
Under 2.5 is 5-4, and City are 13-10.
What do you think here, Ed?
Yeah, I'd actually disagree with both of them here, but I suppose we need a bit of that. Ozil is expected to return anyway. That's some good news. Cech is now confirmed as out. De Bruyne is a doubt for City as well. I mean, historically, Arsenal have only lost 1 of 19 against City at home. The last 7 games have produced 3.86 goals per game. So I don't know. I hear James' points there about the two lads had grueling trips there away.
But you think he's talking absolute bollocks?
I don't know. They should be recovered by then. I don't know. Hopefully, anyway.
They're not going economy, are they? They'll be turning left when they get on that
private
plane.
Jets and all that. Yeah, I just reckon City are way too short here. I think they're worth taking on. I'm actually going to dabble on Arsenal and over 2.5 at 16-5. I won't be going mad on it, but I just think City look too short to me.
There you go. That was no help. The last 5 minutes of your life, was it? The lads have all disagreed with each other, but all in a very elegant, persuasive fashion. Okay, chaps, thank you very much indeed. Thank you for listening. Don't forget the competition. If you know who scored England's first goal against Lithuania on Sunday, just tweet the name of the scorer with the hashtag Postcast, and you could win a free £25 or €25 bet with Paddy Power. We are back next Thursday. Meanwhile, if you like us, do please go and rate the Postcasts and subscribe on iTunes. Back next Thursday.
Check out Paddy's new kicker feature. If you fancy your team to run riot, add a kicker to your bet. And if your team win big, you win bigger. Paddy Power, you beauty!